Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with the cast of Vampire's Forbidden Kiss. How are you guys?
Great.
Keen.
Good. Um, I'm going to dive straight into a question. How did you all build on-screen chemistry?
Who
Um,
you asked the question?
yeah, who wants to go first? Anthony.
Whoever answers first.
I always say Anthony go first.
Because if you ask Anthony, he will say he didn't build any chemistry. He was absolutely the nemesis. He didn't want to
yeah.
talk
What's
to
what's
us.
the what's the antonym to chemistry? No, look, it was honestly pretty easy for me because I didn't even get to go to the table read, and I feel like that helped in sort of a roundabout way for me as the antagonist because I had less of a connection starting off with the two of them, and then it was such a crazy set that I was running around and we didn't get a lot of time to sort of spend together. So worked out well for me. What about you guys?
Mm.
You're
Well,
the two
I'm gonna
leads.
I'm gonna piggyback off that, Anthony. I
Yeah.
literally was petrified of you. Okay, you didn't talk to me ever, and I was like, this guy is so serious. And our scenes, like me and Anthony's scenes, were just like serious, scary, and you talk to me with your contact lenses, and I was like, this guy is not fun. And then when I like actually spoke to you outside of acting, I was like, oh, this guy actually has a sense of humor. I guess our chemistry is a bit different. But it was my first vertical, so I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know how to build chemistry that quick. I knew nothing, and it was my first table read like for production ever, and not gonna lie, I don't really remember the table read that well because I was shitting myself, Loki. It was the first time I ever drove to Sydney on my own as well. It was raining, and I just was so stressed because I took like three wrong turns. So the whole table read, I don't think I did a very good job at building chemistry. Um, but I feel like as the shoot days went on, it was easier, and we were all staying in the same on the set.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Like it was
Mm.
easier. Like we don't really get that opportunity to do that a lot. Like I don't think I've done it again. So we all just got along with the crew, and yeah, and I was happy I had Tristan because he was quite fun to work with. So it was
Mm.
quite easy to build that.
How'd you find it, Tristan?
Well, we were very lucky to have the first 3 days of shooting at the same location. That's insane because we sleep with the team and with other actors. I mean, some of the other actors, and then that build connection instantly because of course you eat together. Even at some point, I don't the house ran out of electricity, so every time everyone was into full darkness. So we have to find a way to enjoy ourselves for like a couple of hours without any electricity. So of course it built
No.
chemistry, especially in the first 3 days. And when it
Mm.
comes to Anthony, Anthony was so much into his character that it was hard at the beginning to chat with him. He obviously made it on purpose, this little cunt. But that was a good job because he absolutely nailed it. But at the end, when we did the fight choreography, we went into a boxing gym. So I did a little bit of jujitsu with Anthony, teach me a little some technique, and then I teach him the Superman punch, and then yeah, we so that's how we build more chemistry with Anthony on these days.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
No,
That was
that's
cool.
completely forgot about that. The
No,
fight
I don't forget that.
boxing.
I cannot forget.
I
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I literally pulled my hip flexor that day. That's crazy.
That was, and I think that helped for our intro scene, which filmed later on, Tristan, because we have we had a history together, our characters. It definitely helped
Yeah.
um, sort of building up to that first scene where the two of us met. So yeah, I don't know. It was it was a really just nice way to work. And I remember just quickly. I remember like I was literally about to head to set when I got a call from Forrest. I think the first day D saying like, "Hey, don't come. We just lost power."
oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was
crazy.
like about to walk out, and I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it because it was raining so hard.
Yeah, and the set was
Oh.
pretty far from your place. It was like 2 hour drives or 1 hour something drive.
It was
isn't
like it was maybe like an hour. It was quite
it?
far.
An hour? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was in the middle of nowhere.
We knew
Yeah.
we weren't going to shoot that day, but they just kept putting makeup on us, and we were like, "There's no way." And the power just went, and we were like, "Okay, let's all play card games."
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great
Sounds
way
like
to
a
build
pretty good
connection.
day.
You could cut the power off for a day, and then everyone suddenly play card the game with candles,
Yeah.
and and then that helped a lot, right?
Hmm. All right. Anthony.
Mm.
Portrayal drives the plot of this story. What scene hit you the hardest emotionally?
I think emotionally, it was the final moment where Rena stabs Draven. Um, the sort of apologies for that. The work, the way I sort of imagined what was happening in Draven's head at the time was that he got stabbed, and as he got stabbed, he didn't see Rena anymore. He saw
Seraphine.
was it Seraphina? Was that the mum's name?
Mm.
Yeah. He stopped seeing Rena anymore and started seeing Seraphina, the vampire that he loved previously, that he ended up killing because he felt that she betrayed him. So yeah, and I'm really glad. I was worried that because verticals they often cut so quickly, that like I was worried that they were just going to gloss over that moment, but they did give me just a little moment to zoom in, and you could
Yeah.
see that moment on my face. I was quite happy with that.
Yeah, no, that was a good moment. I like that one. All right. Tristan. Alaric walks the line between protector and threat. How did you find playing that balance?
So bad at this question.
Question.
I have no idea, Kathy. I would like to give you an honest answer on that, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna struggle to find out because I didn't see myself as a threat.
Mm.
I am a protective person, so yeah, I don't know. Nothing. No, I didn't see myself as a threat.
Yeah. No, no. I mean, like when we watch it, we're supposed to like guess whether you're a threat or like a good guy, even though you're
Yeah.
portraying like a good guy. There's that question there. Like, so yeah. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
felt that when you were filming it.
No, no, I was just felt like another vertical good guy, you know. So I was
Yeah.
just, I mean, there are some bad guys in this show. That's the first
Mm.
time there is one, two, three, four. There's maybe six bad vampires. So
Hmm.
I was like, everyone knows, I think, that I was the good guy. So
Yeah.
I play the protective role as I should,
Yeah,
and I like it.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of cutting on that one. I just feel like because Rena and Alaric knew each other when they were children, I feel like his character from the very beginning knew he wasn't gonna harm her.
Yeah,
Mm.
Like he never had to choose between good and bad or like protector and threat. It was never gonna be like he was gonna ever hurt me, and that's why it
Yeah.
revealed at the end like I did this to save you. So it's
Mm.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I got that from the start of it, but then they kind of like made it look like you were switching by him saying that he was going to give you to Draven. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they kind of made you question that. So, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brooke. Discovering you are a part of a prophecy is a huge turning point. How did you prepare for the transformation point in the story?
because it's vertical very, very quickly. I chucked in some contact. No. I feel like I don't know. I feel because I knew obviously when you get a script, you kind of know how it's gonna go. So I kind of knew the whole time. I knew I was like gonna be something, and because main
Mm,
characters usually have more layers than a lot of the villains and stuff, which is why I also like Draven because he does have a bit more layers, but that's another thing. But Yeah, I think it was just kind of a build up, and I feel like my character was always questioning everything anyway, and she was seeing a lot. And I feel like with these sort of things, it's always an internal feeling. So she actually does say, like, I had a feeling I was always different. So I don't think it was as big of a shock for Rena because she'd already seen a lot. And then it was kind of just all just dumped on her, and she'd been through a lot as well. So this wasn't as big of a thing for her. It was just kind of like, oh, it makes sense. It clicked. And
Yeah.
in the time, like the time where she does find out, it was going to be a massive battle scene anyway. And like protecting Alaric as much as he was protecting me. So I feel like it was kind of like, okay, fight mode rather than, oh my God, I'm this person. It was just very quick, happened all at once. So it was more just like, oh, it clicked rather than, oh my gosh, it was a shock. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Um, what was the toughest supernatural element to the film, do you think?
like to film.
Yeah. Like, yeah, to film.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I know one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it first.
Go.
I feel like, okay, just in general, I didn't have to be a vampire the whole time. I was just like a sort of half vampire at the end, and it wasn't huge. But I feel like any of the hissing would have been like a lot. But I feel like at the end where I had to fight and like when I like changed that transition on the tree, that whole part was really hard. And when I had to beg Alaric to drink my blood, that for me was also very hard to do. I was just like, what is happening when we were but yeah, I feel like for me that was the hardest part, but I wasn't really supernatural the whole time. So
Yeah. Well, what about you, Anthony?
Hmm. Um, I don't think there wasn't a particularly challenging supernatural element to it. I will say that I guess something that I was concerned about initially was that they were talking about how they only wanted contact lenses in for certain flashing moments. But I went up to the director as soon as I got onto set and said, I want contacts in all the time. And the director was a bit surprised, Cheyenne, and was like, are you going to be okay? And I was like, yeah, I think this is what's going to work for the character. So yeah, I didn't, yeah, there wasn't really a challenge for me. It was just a lot of fun, diving into something and sort of accepting the fact that he sort of prided himself on not being human. That was a big aspect to him, and trying to find subtle ways to create a sense that you weren't talking to a human creature, was something that I worked on. So I did steal quite a bit of inspiration from Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter
Yeah.
for my performance. Very still, no blinking. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Good role model there. Good role
yeah,
model.
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
Tristan, did you find any of the supernatural scenes hard?
Define supernatural
Like the
because
vampire scenes when you had to like portray
oh yeah,
yourself? Yeah.
vampire are pretty supernatural, but I think that was yeah. There is a funny scene where at the pool table was Anthony, and I couldn't put in a single ball into
Mhm.
the hole,
Yeah,
and the and is that supernatural?
We can make it supernatural, that's fine.
that was actually a struggle. That was my first scene that I filmed was the pool table scene, and it's sort of I walked onto set and it was like, okay, so we're going to do this whole scene, and the cameras are going to be tracking you around, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to shoot here, and then you're going to walk around here. I'm really glad that they framed a lot of it away from the table because there's no way that we would have been able to make those shots look.
I was literally chilling outside the room, like, okay, when do I shoot? Because you guys took so long.
Yeah, there's this pool table scene that's taking ages and with a lot of dialogue. Eventually, they edited it, so maybe we didn't have to do the whole thing. Perhaps we were in the mood. But there is a scene I was supposed to put the 8 ball in the hole for real, and because cameras on me, I was just like keep missing it, and then yeah, that's supernatural, isn't it?
Could be if you can't play pool.
No,
Vampire
but there's
people.
yeah. Right, so there's this. We had like a weather problem at some point. I remember, in the morning. I don't know if you guys remember, but we had electricity problem in the morning as well. Talking about generator or what shit. Then we have a motorcycle on set. Motorcycle is not really easy to know where we're going, what we're doing. So we have to get the motorcycle somewhere, bring it to the set. I am the only one that can drive, so I need to leave set at this time. So is that supernatural? I don't know.
All supernatural.
Well, the
Yeah.
whole film is, so we'll just say whatever was tough in the
Yeah,
moment.
exactly.
Listen, that was very
By
supernatural.
virtue of association.
Yeah. Oh, all right. How do you think the show explores the line between love and danger?
Hmm. Oh, I'm gonna just go off my view. I feel like because it's really rare to see this in verticals, is what I always say. Well, only the ones I've done anyway. Putting the best friend element.
Mm,
So rather than like the lead's always trying to protect like the girl's protecting the guy, there's always like it's always just surrounded by the guy and the girl. Having that best friend element in danger kind of
yeah.
had more to dive into a plot. So usually it's like, oh, the girl gets rescued from nothing, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to make sure no one hurts you. But having that, like, oh, but I need my friends in danger, and then you could see like Raina and Alaric have a moment, but then it would always go back to we need to find Quinn, we need to find Quinn. So that always had like a turning point to go back to there's actual danger here, like someone's life is at risk, and then it can go back to like, oh, the relationship between Rita and Alaric, she doesn't know he's a vampire, and then it would go back. So I guess that was a
Sure.
really plot to put in rather than just have it about Rena and Alaric the whole time, because I don't think it would have hit the same.
Yeah.
That's how I think personally, from my perspective, they did it pretty well.
Yeah.
Mm.
What about you, Tristan? Oh, Anthony. Whichever
Okay, go
one.
on to because I don't know what to say.
I think the sort of poisonous nature of Draven's obsession with power and his choice of sort of the way he felt betrayed and then used that to justify all of his actions since. It was quite interesting to sort of examine that, but also the toll that it took on him emotionally, even if he didn't express it. And I think Kira's character was quite right in the scene with the microphone where she's like, you can't feel love, you can't feel anything, all you care about is power. By that point, he'd become so consumed by his need for more and more and more. It took him over completely. So yeah, there was a lot to play with there, and I think that that's how I got into that danger slash love.
I guess with Tristan's character as well, which I feel like it got a little lost, not gonna lie, but again, it's vertical, so it has to be very quick. But it's established, like, I was always in danger, like, whether it was with you or even with Alaric. So the dad being in the painting.
Oh
So,
yeah, I forgot about that.
so that's what I mean. So there's something for you, Tristan.
Yeah, but this is not a canon event because it's not on Vegan.
Yeah. I know, I just feel like
Katy, do you remember about the dad?
yeah, how he's in
Yeah, no, so your dad, you could see your dad. Like your dad was still like Draven had to like you'd lose your dad if you killed Draven, yeah? Is that how that
Okay.
was?
like my blood, or it's something to do with my blood, I'm not sure. Again, it's a bit blurry, but if I could be sacrificed to get rid of his curse on because the father's
Yes.
painting, and that's why Draven's taken over the whole company.
Mm.
But yeah, so my power, I was that powerful that if you sacrifice me, he could get his dad out of that painting and free him from
Yeah.
take down Draven.
Yeah.
And the reason I know this is because this was my first vertical, and I actually researched it thinking it was like the coolest thing ever. And now every vertical I'm kind of like, just chuck me in, I don't know.
So how did you think that you played that with you know, choosing between getting your dad out and keeping Rena alive and safe?
I'm just the goat. Tristan, you could answer the
Were you
Sure.
talking to me? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was super
sorry.
confused.
How
I
did
thought you were
you
talking to Brooke, and Brooke was like that. I was like, what the fuck is she doing?
she just likes doing that. How did
I
you
sorry.
feel? That's okay. How did you feel with like wanting to get your dad out, but then also wanting to keep Rena and safe and stuff?
I just did my job for justice.
I was waiting for that Tristan.
No, I mean, so what you have to know is that we had a proper actor. Shout out to, I forget his name.
Patrick Gallagher.
Patrick.
Oh, he's so
Shout out to Patrick that came on set to play the dad. That's in the painting. So that's not AI painting. That's a producer that paint that picture of a real actor
Wow.
actually.
yeah.
Because this scene we that took longer because I'm supposed to come back during the series to talk again to my dad. So that's the thing. This father thing is not really important to me because it's literally like 1 minute inside into the whole series. They wanted to make it a thing, but it ended up to be just like a side quest at the end because maybe we need to rush it, or maybe because we didn't have time to show everything. But at the beginning, as I remember, the dad was supposed to be a more important figure. But with the time and the edit,
Yeah.
and for any reason, it just got to like just a little cutscene that where I'm just saying, what am I supposed to do? Well, do what's in your heart. Oh, okay. So that's not really important to me. So I just like save the damsel because that's what I'm asked to do. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can truly tell it's not a dilemma for Alaric. It was just a little scene. It was supposed to be longer.
Like it definitely
Yeah.
got lost, as you know, Kathy, because you couldn't even like fully recall it. It was meant to be part
Mm.
of the storyline, but there was just a lot happening in a short amount of time. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that they tried to make it bigger, definitely. Like I knew that it was like a big like a plot, you know, but it wasn't touched on
you can
to
tell.
make
Yeah, you
it
can tell
big.
something's missing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. All right. I think you've answered this a little bit, but did you do any stunts or physical training before the role?
just the stunt day, I guess. We like it's funny because we choreographed, I think it was our day off actually. And we all came in and we choreographed us we like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
got to the day of, and because it's vertical, it has to be so like
Right.
really close. And they were just like, actually, all that training we did on your day off, we're not using any of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they trimmed it down significantly from what it was in rehearsal.
So
And
cool.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do feel like it worked. I wonder whether the extended fight scenes would have just been a bit sort of unnecessary. Um,
It
yeah,
definitely it
I
definitely
can't.
works.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. There was a book that I read, and this was like when I was much younger, and there was a vampire having a fight scene in the book, and the character who witnessed the fight talked about how surprising it was how quickly the fight resolved itself. So yeah, I think it worked out well.
It definitely did. And it just showed that Rena and Alaric were just no one could mess with them.
Yeah,
hmm
absolutely.
And I feel like Tristan did most of the fighting anyway at the beginning. So it had a lot. We just
Yeah,
chilled
But
back.
there are like three fighting scenes. There is the opening, there is the middle when I save into the parking lot, which is shorter, and then there is the last one with Draven. And
mm,
yeah, so we did the big choreography with Anthony, but we have to short it. I mean, they shorted for some reasons, but
Yeah. Yeah.
It's annoying because yeah, you can I'm pretty sure vertical can look very good with actions and stun. It can look very cool, but it's too sad for some
Oh, of
reasons.
course.
Yeah.
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 Still, like, you got to spear tackle me, which was quite cool.
It was
Yeah.
good. And like there was like crash mats and they were just like slamming each other. It was really funny.
Yeah.
We had like on the other fight ones, especially the
Oh.
opening scene, like we had really good like I don't know, I forget their names, but they were like they came in for the day just to do the stunt scenes and they were very, very good. Very,
Yeah, stun double. Yeah.
yeah. So we were lucky to have
Because
time.
yeah, and also the editing is a thing very important in every not only in vertical. And it's true that the editing on some, because recently I just did my showreel fight and I was looking at all of this fight I've done, and it is true that the edit absolutely sometimes ruin the final result, like putting weird slow motion, slow FPS for some reason. So yeah. So the editing is making not like a fast vampire fight, but it's okay. It was cool.
Yeah, I think that editing is a huge part. I was just going through this in an interview the other day. Editing can either make or break a
Yeah,
show.
100%.
It can
100%.
turn some not so good acting into something great,
Yeah.
but then it can also destroy it.
That's
The opposite.
the power of editing. The editors actually create the final performance in film. We don't.
Yeah.
All we do is provide options for the editor, and that's
Yeah.
a good actor will recognize that if I can provide more options for the editor to use, even if they take a moment from that happened in the beginning of the scene, they can insert that later on in the scene
Yeah.
for a extra reaction that wasn't there.
And it's like a bit of a shock though when I first saw an edited vertical. I think it was, yeah, when I first saw like Vampire Spinning Kiss, I was shocked because I only did short films and little things like that previously, and they always turn out like really well, right? But it's because of those in between moments, like a stare or a silence, like they always tell so much within like a silence of a sentence. Like you can just say so
Half
much.
time is vertical for silence.
Yeah, and like when I first saw a vertical cut, I was like, wow, it's quick. So you take out a lot of the in between moments. It's just like words, 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 words. And I'm just like, whoa, I didn't have time to process it. But I guess that's why this is a very different industry and why I tell people that want to get into verticals, like my friends. I'm like, you just have to be very quick because it's going to shoot very quick. Don't worry about it too much. The in between moments, just get it out because it's going to be cut really quickly.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, like I said, there are some editors that do such a good job and then some that can break, but that's okay. Yours was good.
That's the industry.
All right. Do you think the story leans more between fate or free will?
Ooh. Oh, fate.
Fate?
Yeah.
Like also plan fate.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'd say fate. I
I don't
don't
think there's any free will.
yeah, I think it's very much one of those like those stories, everything happens for a reason perfectly as it was supposed to, as it was written. Yeah. What do you think,
Yeah.
Tristan?
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like whatever.
I just think
No, it's hard to give like a proper artistic or creative thing in this kind of show.
yeah.
It's pretty hard.
Like this vertical is the most I thought about any of them. Like
Mhm.
my other verticals because they're really quick and they just most of them are mass produced, so you don't it's kind of like a freedom to not have to really dive into it as much. But this one we actually got a little bit. Well, I was like, this is fun. But yeah, no, I don't think there's much free will. I don't think Rena had any free will.
No, there is no free.
She was trapped in an orphanage, then she was trapped in a mansion, then she's trapped as a half vampire. I don't think she had any free will.
Oh, you had to fight. You had to fight as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I did like my character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. I think this is one of two out of all the verticals I've done that's been the most satisfying and creatively rewarding characters I've got to play.
Mm.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
did
why
really well.
you have to ask your question to Brooke and Anthony because they really add this passion for their character they put to life, which mine is pretty much flat, which is true. It is flat. And also Kira, we forgot about Kira, but she also have an important and good character,
It was so
you
good.
know? Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has an important thing to play. Alaric is really like is the little bottle you put in the water and the water make the bottle move, but truly Anthony Brooke and Carrot, that was the worst metaphor I could ever give.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I think you were
And
sort of the calm in the storm, bro. Like
You
everything
did
Mm.
else was
great
happening
fun.
around you. You know, you were the anchor point for the story. It was, and so that can be a tough role to play at times because you don't get to, you know, I get to come in and be, you know, creepy and weird and, you know, like
yeah, but
scare
that
everybody and
yeah. No, but that's cool, you know, like everyone has like a role that build
mm,
like crazy, like scary Draven, then innocent Irina that is a like half vampire. Then you have Kira that is also a vampire, but that's also jealous, but that also his dad is Draven. And there is Queen that is the best friend, but I also so that's everyone has pretty much of a background. In the end, I'm just a
You're an
cutie patootie.
orphan. There you go. No,
Oh.
I just loved it because I love vampires. So I guess
Mm.
like that's why it is my favorite. Like I'm just obsessed. So that's why I came into it really enthusiastic, and that's why it stuck with me because I wouldn't
Mm.
do without that role. So I wouldn't even know what a vertical is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What was your favorite scene to shoot?
Oh wow. There are so many.
Question.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, good question.
That is a good question because I can't answer it. Oh wow. I've
Mm.
actually got multiple, so someone else go first.
um, I think I was very lucky with the scenes that I got. I got a number of really cool scenes, and Cheyenne
Mm.
really like put a lot of effort into you know, making each of the scenes really dynamic and interesting. Like the cafe scene was a lot of fun getting to
Oh
interact
yeah,
with
yeah.
the pool scene was great. And Cheyenne had he just had fun with it. You know, he was like he would tell me as we were shooting, he's like, this is my David Lynch homage, the microphone scene. This is my homage to Michael Clayton, the pool table scene. Like he really just sort of had fun sort of mirroring all these films that he loved. I think though, I don't know what it was because I actually I wasn't sort of I guess it was just it was such a long day, the ballroom scenes, and I'd already done quite a bit compared to where I normally just rock up for an afternoon and do one scene and everyone's like, oh, you're amazing, Anthony, and then I walk off. But this was a long day, and it was towards the end of the day, the ballroom scene with Brooke, as soon as it started, something just locked in for myself,
And you
and
can tell.
yeah, it was like the first or second take, I think we got a standing ovation from the crew, like which is like that's
You never get that.
very rare on sets. And you know, Brooke, you were fantastic in that scene. You were so alive and responsive, and in the moment you gave me a lot to play with. So yeah, I
Yes.
think that would have to be the top.
No, I love that scene. Like you said, we got a standing ovation, and I was like, "What is
Just
this?" Like, no one cares. What?
Yeah.
just so you know, Anthony and Kira were dancing. Anthony and Brooke were dancing and having this intense thing. And at the same time, I was supposed to do the same with Kira. But they nailed it so hard, they removed the scene I was doing with Kira from the original vertical.
That's
Really?
right. God, I forgot about that.
There is the whole same dance at the whole same time with me and I mean with Kira and I, and they removed it.
Oh.
Know that.
Yeah.
What?
Can you imagine? That's crazy.
Oh my God. Look at that. I remember that, but I was so intimidated by you in that scene because you were like, okay, make sure you're looking at the outside eye in this one. Just keep it all on the outside because it's going to work on camera, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's the only main thing you said to me. And I was like, oh my God, who is this guy? So I remember when we did it, I was just this close to you, just giving me like actual like active feedback. I'm like, oh my God, he knows his shit. So I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I have to be good. He's like a professional. And then all my acting coaches were like, you're on set with Anthony. He's like a professional. And I was like, who is Anthony? Like your aura was like insane. But I don't know. I feel like when you're lead, you do so many scenes, which I wasn't used to. And again, this is like the funnest shoot I've done. So there are so many scenes that were just really fun for me. Like, especially that I haven't done night shoots ever again, but all the night shoots were really fun because I was drinking so much Red Bull that I was like off my head. I was just like, this is so fun. And it was like it got to like 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. and I was just having so much fun. But yeah, I feel like even the dining scene with Tristan and I was really fun because I'm gonna say it now, we did not know our lines, like at all. So Tristan and I literally were improvising every single time. And it got to the point where the director, like Cheyenne, was like, this is actually really good. We're just gonna send it because it's working better than what it would have been if we were reading like the script. Like
Yeah.
How long into the shoot was the dining room scene?
I don't even know. I feel like because we had a whole day kind of just to chill. I went and got a motorcycle helmet.
That's
That was
pretty long.
that was crazy. But yeah, and then we started shooting at like 7 p.m.
Yeah. So this would have been like at least like halfway through the shoot, yeah?
Yeah. It was
Yeah, okay. So you'd already built up that chemistry, so the improv just flowed.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant like that day. Like, oh yeah.
No. Yeah.
No,
Cool.
chemistry was there, but at the beginning of the shoot, I was so scared of Tristan. No, I feel like the first scene I shot with Tristan which is another favorite because it's my first scene. And I just had to lay on the bed with my eyes closed. Like I was just like, and the whole time I just wanted to laugh so bad because I didn't know anyone. I was like, what the heck is this? I had like Tristan there and I thought he was Russian when I first met him. Because I was so scared of everyone. I was like, this guy's Russian, like he's gonna. And then he was talking to me, and I was trying to work out his accent the whole time. And I'm like sitting there going, I don't even know what this is anymore.
Which accent?
And I'm like, he's asking me questions. So I feel like chemistry wise, I had to warm up into it with everyone. And yeah, I was like, I didn't want to talk to Tristan for the first day. I was so scared. And then it was that scene where I saw him and he was just having to touch my hair. And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a fun scene. And I was just like trying not to laugh. But yeah, there were so many scenes. They're all my favorite. Yeah.
So what's the funniest scene that you guys had on screen?
We are such a funny set, to be honest.
I feel like there are so many. Okay, I'm just a yapper today.
Today, just today.
Oh, thank you. I was about to say it. I didn't say it. Just today.
Hey, I'm giving all the lore, okay? No, so for me, one of the funniest scenes, it wasn't about the scene itself, but just the whole ballroom day because our director was locked in the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot
I
about
remember that.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Everything was
forgot. Yeah. Oh,
directed.
that was crazy. And because we're up in Galston, which is like an hour and a half north of Sydney City, right? So it's like on the border of Greater Sydney, right? Yeah, like obviously, like they're not going to call the locksmith, right, straight away. So this ballroom that was separate from the main house, it had toilets, and the toilets had locks on the door with keys. Of like, I don't know what. Anyway, and yeah, he got stuck in there, and he like he still had a radio, so he was talking, and the first AD took over, and he was in there for a good 3 hours or so.
Oh, wow.
It was like he came out and everyone applauded. They were like, "Hey, he's free!"
That's great. Yeah, that's why I find they're the funniest because we were directed through like Forrest, our first AD, because he was on the phone to our director.
Yeah.
So everyone was
How did he get out?
They had to call a locksmith, and the locksmith
Oh,
like
okay.
busted open the door. He broke the lock to
That's
get him out. It was that
That
was
was crazy.
Oh, gosh.
wild.
That was probably a really funny moment for me, just because it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I'll put that up there as well.
Thank you. That was
Mm.
funny as there was definitely a lot, but that one just stuck out to me because the rest of it was quite serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of it. That was the funniest.
Mm. Tristan, did you have a really funny moment?
Yeah, this was funny. But yeah, I think the rehearsal. Well, what did you laugh about?
I just remembered one with you. I wasn't there, but everyone else experienced it when Patrick had to do his dialogue. Do you remember? Everyone was like doing it. I don't know what it was. When Patrick, it wasn't put in the show, but
Sorry,
Patrick
can
did
you
this
repeat?
scene. Patrick did this scene with Tristan, and Tristan had to hold a straight face.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought of that.
Yeah. But that was not many people, so can I relate there? That was funny. I mean, that was such a funny set, to be honest. Like we had fun
Mm.
for the rehearsal of the stunt. We have we had fun for when we go out during the day off and having eat or having a drink. We had fun when the poor electricity was off. And then suddenly everyone has to talk to everyone, and then yeah, we had fun pretty much every time, right? Like our ID first AD was funny, our director was funny, our script supervisor was funny, everyone was funny on
You're
this set.
so
So
To
everything
me,
was yeah,
apparently.
yeah. No, Anthony was boring as hell. It was boring as
Oh,
hell
I actually
until
was so scared of you,
he
Anthony.
decided to.
He was so like just sitting in the corner, and I was just like, this guy. No, I agree with Tristan. Like, honestly, this crew was so fun. Like,
Yeah,
Mm.
this
I
crew
hadn't
was very
had
funny.
Mm.
it since, and it was one of those one of a kind things, situations, and I keep trying to replicate it with other sets. I'm like, oh, maybe
Impossible.
it's not, yeah. And I had a lot of firsts on that set as well. Like, it was my first verticals, the first time I was like doing a lot of things. It was the first time I was on a motorcycle.
Mm.
It was crazy because they pull out this like expensive motorcycle, and I thought for sure the way it was written in the script that I was like gonna be on it for like heaps of it. And it was
Mm.
literally just the shortest thing ever. Like, it went like, and they just cut it. And we all kind of built it up like I was going to be riding on the back, and I was shitting myself. And
Yeah.
I've always had a fear of motorcycles because my parents
Mhm.
were like, don't go on the back of a motorcycle. So I didn't tell anyone. And then Tristan got me in the back. He's like, I'm a good driver. I'm a good driver. I'm like, shit. They gave me a helmet, and I'm like, I just screamed. It was so funny.
Yeah, she liked it after a couple of tours. She was like, yeah,
I got used
you
to
like
it.
yeah, you liked
Mm.
it.
But you were like, you weren't on an actual road either. You were just on like a gravel dirt road, weren't
Oh,
you?
yeah,
Like,
for the shot,
yeah.
like that's why we only
Yeah,
went from like to here.
that's useless. I
But
could have used a car that would have done the same effect.
in
Yeah.
Boston, like we had heaps of free time, like, and just Tristan got me on the back, and there was like so much free road, like you wouldn't even see cars, and he's just like, hold on. And I just felt like I've never, because I haven't even been on a roller coaster. Like, I'm someone that's so scared of adrenaline. So
Not me too.
yeah, I just like I can't handle it sometimes.
Hmm.
When he just like accelerated, I felt my stomach literally drop. I was like, and I just remember squeezing the shit out of him, and he stopped. He's like, "You can't do that. You're gonna wreck this." I'm just like, I'm scared.
Oh
Yeah, that
gosh.
was fun. That was fun.
No. All right. What was the biggest challenge in bringing the story to life, do you think?
Doing it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
the time frame, definitely.
Yeah,
Mm.
'cause I feel like it was a good storyline. Not gonna lie. And it has so much potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
with what we were given, I'm quite proud of it, but it still definitely could have benefited from some more rehearsals and a little bit more of an exploration into the characters and into the journey of the story. There was sort of there were things that I was kind of lucky to change in that sort of whenever my character went on about power, right, in the script before Cheyenne did his final rewrites, he was actually talking about immortality. And I think it's a cultural thing, because I think when it must be in Chinese, immortality and power are sort of interchangeable, because he's already a 500-year-old vampire. But when you watch anime or Chinese shows or whatnot, they do talk about immortality as a bit more of a vague, sort of open-ended, all-encompassing power kind of term. And so I asked him to change every instance of immortality to power. Even though it's a bit more vague, it just made it make a bit more sense in my head, and hopefully translate a bit better to Western sensibilities. But that was one little instance, and there were probably more that we could have found.
It was just we were so, like, you have no idea, Kathy, how lucky we were with this set. Like, Cheyenne he's a writer. That's what he does. He's like done Netflix production. Like, he's been writer for Netflix, and he does
Mm.
like features, and he pitches like to big high up people. Like, he is very talented at what he does, and this was his first vertical, and it was my first. Like, it was just like everyone was just so collaborative, and I feel like it's the only vertical I've done where it didn't feel like we were shooting a vertical, other than that like quick time frame. Like, everyone on that set had industry experience like no other, and the writers who wrote Fangs, like, the reason if we call it Fangs, it's because that was the stand-in name.
Yeah.
But yeah, the writers who wrote Fangs were all like really passionate, like Jamie and stuff. Like, they were really
They're
passionate.
truly writers.
They are real writers, and they write amazing stuff. And so they wrote this, and they really cared about it a lot. Like, even when I did my audition and I walked in, you wouldn't even know it was a vertical, because it was just so professional. They really gave me a full history on Rena. So I knew a lot. Originally, her name was Charlotte, so it wasn't Rena at the time. But yeah, so it was Charlotte. I don't even know what happened to that.
I like that name. That would have worked too.
Mm.
Yeah. The only thing that threw me is, when you think vampires, you think they only can go out at night, but you guys were walking freely throughout the day,
They sparkle.
just
Didn't you see
If
them
you're looking
sparkle?
for continuity problems, then here you have
Yeah, I think
on this one you're served.
they did play a little fast and loose with the vampire lore.
Mm.
I have been constantly told throughout my many years in the industry, every set, every acting class, every time someone has told me I should play a vampire. So this was the first time I got to in
Locked in.
a long time.
Mm.
And so I was very familiar with all the tropes, and it is closer to I was hoping for things like, being invited into having to be invited into someone's house, and
Oh yeah, that's really
but
like Vampire Diaries.
it's it was the genre that they were going for was more vampire romance rather than vampire horror. And so
Mm.
you can be a little bit more lax with the rules there. I've seen one Twilight movie, I think. I haven't read the books, but
Lucky you.
they don't adhere to the rules as
Like that.
strictly as a horror vampire story might do. So
Mm.
yeah, that's sort of why why that's the case.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is the reason. Like, I did it because I just finished. I read Midnight Sun. I don't know if you know much about Twilight, but it was like a full book of just Edward's perspective. But they go into no vampire lore whatsoever. It was literally, it popped up on my Facebook and it was just taken straight away from Twilight. That's why I auditioned. I was like, oh, I just watched Twilight for the 100th time. I'll go in and just audition. And they were like, they sat me down. They're like, oh, I don't know if you've seen Twilight. And I'm like, they're like, it's very like that, like really vampire romance. But that was it. Like, if it was actually going with vampire lore, it would not be like that. Like at all.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I admitted this in an interview already, but I've actually never seen Twilight. Don't kill me.
Guys,
Don't
what
kill
is
me.
wrong with you? What the heck? Okay, you just need to get past like the first two because that's cultural. Like everyone needs to see the first one at least. And then the last ones are so insane. No one believes me. Like no one believes me. Yeah.
Like if you reference the names, like I know who they are, but if you reference the part, I'm just like, yep.
Oh my gosh, it's like a cultural phenomenon. Like
Can I
everyone.
can I ask, being a fan for you, because I didn't even know until after we finished shooting that, like, and Jamie put the photo of Michael Sheen in the group chat, that was the inspiration for my character's look. How did you feel when you saw me with the contact lenses and the white makeup?
Telling you, I was in. This is why I love this shoot. Okay, I was in my element. I'm like, I am Bella. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
and literally every shoot after that, they would go on like my social media and like find me for reference photos for like makeup and whatever. And they were like, "Oh my god, you look like Kristen Stewart," and I'm like, because I literally knew going for it. I was like, I've got this. Like, I've got this role because I was so obsessed with Twilight. So no one understood me like fangirling the whole time, like getting the script. I was so excited. I was like, Mom, this is like Twilight. Like that is the reason I went for it. I am like geeky as with Twilight. It's so bad. Like behind me, I have like a signed photo of Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart. Like I'm just obsessed with Twilight. And I have to say though, I'm not obsessed with it because it's good. And I think that's the misconception. Twilight isn't good. Like it's cringe. It's really cringe. And there is so much wrong with it. Like if you saw the continuity issues, if you saw how like the writing, it's so bad. But that's why we love it because it's so good. You've got to watch it.
Continuity is like a massive thing for me. I'm like, oh, it has to be good.
You've got to
Like,
watch it, Kathy. That's your next thing. You need to watch Twilight for me.
oh, I've already been told that I need to go watch another one, which I still haven't done yet. So,
No, Twilight. I made Tristan watch Twilight. I think it was also our first one.
oh, you Tristan.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a ringer. No, we were in. There was a freaking, as you would have known, there's a movie theater in this mansion, and we finally worked out how to get a streaming service on
Oh
it
gosh.
so long. And I remember we were all sat. It was me, Tristan. I think Jamie joined at some point, and we were just sitting there in this cinema. And Tristan's like, "What do you want to watch?" And I'm like, "You don't want to know what I want to watch."
No, they gave you control. That was your
Those
first
are all the
mistake.
good movies, like actual like good movies. And I'm like, I want to watch Twilight. He's like,
To be honest, like joke aside, I never watched Twilight. I always was thinking it's lame because I'm a 2000s kid, so Twilight for boys was lame, so no one watched it, right? So, but when I was on the vampire set, I have to watch a vampire movie, especially if
Mhm.
it's the favorite movie of my colleague, obviously. So I not only watched one, Katie, but I watched three of them.
"Oh, you did it?"
Yeah, we watched the first one in the movie, then we watched the second one in the theater, and then back in Melbourne, I watched the third one on my computer.
I didn't know that.
Mm.
No,
And
we
then
watched the first one, and then you watched New Moon with All About Jacob. I didn't know you watched the
and
third one.
and then yeah, no, I just oh then okay, sorry, I watched two then. You're right,
I
probably
don't
two.
think you watched the third one.
Probably two. But joke aside, it helped a little bit because you can truly tell they tried to put us in the exact same mood.
They
Mm.
really took photos.
Yeah, it was not a copy paste, but it was pretty much like what they wanted, and you can feel it. So it helped me, to be honest. Like, of course, it's good to watch something new, and also it put me in the mood. Like the music is good, the theme is good, the outfit. Like, I mean, I felt that was a good idea to watch it in the end, at
Mm.
this moment.
Twilight.
Yeah, definitely.
Twilight is good.
Mm.
Very good idea.
My vampire experience is Angel and Buffy.
No
Okay.
way, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, I love
Yep.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Buffy. I watched a lot of Buffy and I watched a lot of True Blood with my
Not
sister.
me.
I was way too young to watch it, but I love True Blood though. Oh my gosh, like that's a lot of vampire lore that they got right.
Mm.
And then yeah, I just love anything vampire to be honest. I watched a bit of the Vampire Diaries, but that wasn't my thing.
No. Maybe that's the one I mentioned. Actually, I think Vampire Diaries is the one I mentioned that I hadn't seen. 'Cause I've
Yeah,
never seen that or Twilight.
Twilight's better. Just saying.
Mm. It's cheesy, but it's better. High hopes. I'll stick to Angel and Buffy.
Buffy's good.
Mm. Not Angel?
I haven't really seen Angel, no.
Well, I'll watch Twilight if you watch Angel.
Okay.
That sounds like a good deal. Good compromise.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. If you could go back and change any scene in the show and do it again, which one would you pick?
Oh.
Make it horizontal.
Make it a pizza.
I personally would have liked to sort of just not be afraid to delve into the vampire aspect of it more. You know, there was bits and pieces because it's a vertical. You know, they've still got to be billionaires and they've still got to talk about companies and whatnot, and it's kind of irrelevant to the story, and you could have rewritten it so that wasn't a part of it. It was fine. You know, it fit the genre and the format that we were going for. But I personally would have liked to just go ham on all the tropes, you know. Yeah, like disappearing in a cloud of bats, and you know, needing to be
Yes.
invited in.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
imagine a scene on a doorstep at the mansion. Draven walks up, and Rena's there all by herself, and Draven's trying to convince her to invite him in,
That
and
Mm.
was cool.
she you know, she goes backwards and forwards on whether she does it, and then you know, Alaric shows up and he disappears. Like,
Mm.
Sick.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. No, I feel like you say that though, but you did a pretty freaking good job.
Oh,
Like
you did.
if we
thank you.
didn't have you, I don't think it would have hit like at all. Like we needed Anthony for real to be that villain because you drove it. Like you were kind of the main thing that made it feel vampire. I feel like
Yeah.
if
Mm.
have you, it wouldn't have felt like even a vamp. Like you know, there's fighting and stuff, but you see that in normal verticals, and
Yeah,
Alaric's fangs came out twice the whole
yeah,
time.
Mm.
So there wasn't really anything going off that it's a vampire.
Once.
Yeah, it was mainly you. That's why I say Draven was like the most important because
Yeah.
it made it feel like, okay, this still is a vampire show. Like, because
Mm.
my character just faints the whole time and like runs.
yeah.
Like, it was you that made it vampire.
Thank you.
You
Mm.
say that, but you were the one with the most vampire vibe.
Yeah.
If I could redo a scene, there are two. I feel like the whole pool scene, just because the audio is so cooked.
Oh
That's
Mm.
yeah.
I remember you
just the
saying that.
Definitely.
so it wasn't really our fault, but it was just the environment. There was cicadas, we're
Mm.
Australia, like that was gonna happen. But
Yeah.
if I had to redo a scene, which it frustrates me because it was really well done and I feel like it was still really good. But the scene where Alaric's pulling Rena and then I'm like, who are you? And like he reveals himself and I'm really angry. But there's a lot of backstory to why I didn't react the way I wanted to. Like you can tell I'm smiling, which Tristan doesn't. He reminds me every time he sees it that I'm smiling when I'm supposed to be really mad. But the reason is, so when we did it the first couple times, I don't know if I told you this actually, Tristan. The first couple times we did it, like Tristan was warming up into it, and it was just mainly like my shots that we were doing first. And I remember Cheyenne pulled me aside and said, "You've got to make him more angry. He's just like, because he'd been playing Alaric the whole time, so it's pretty flat, so you don't know where you can kind of push it a bit." And so it got to a point where Cheyenne was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know, like, because it was his first directing job. And he's like, I don't know how to make him more angry. And I said, I know how to make him more angry. And then I remembered that it wasn't my shot for one of them. And I remember I just kept walking the whole way up the hill. And he was trying to call me to come back. And he was actually getting frustrated. And I was like, oh my God, it worked. So then we did it again, and I just kept walking until he actually got angry. So then when it came back to my shot again, I was like, it worked. That I was so excited. So when I was supposed to be mad, again, I was like, "Yeah, finally, I cracked this guy." And then he did it, and I was laughing, and I was meant to be angry. And I watched, and I'm like, I know why I did that. Just like, I wish I was more like angry. But I was more excited. I was like, I cracked this man.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was a good job.
But yeah, I'm gonna say you drove that scene. Like Tristan's acting in that scene was very good.
It's just yeah, because as you know, I'm not actor, and this was very the beginning of my that was my second time I play lead, and that's true that I never know. It's you can say you can shout on someone's face, but when acting wise, to shout on someone is another job. I mean, for me, because I didn't know, and the fact that Brooke was getting away really pissed me off for real, and so I was shouting so my voice can reach her out when she's far away, and I say, Rita, come back. And you can feel that the voice is real. Instead, if I
Mm.
was trying to shoot it straight to her face, like 2 meters away from me, wouldn't work the same way.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
little things you learn. Like that's why I asked him, I was like, am I in this shot at all? And he said, no, go for gold. Because I always say acting's reacting. At the end of the day, you can like, I know you say, Tristan, like I never went to school or anything, but honestly, school just like for me anyway, because I've done a lot of classes. I just know that you learn a lot of techniques, you learn like how to break down
Yeah, techniques. Yeah,
that sort of
techniques.
stuff. But at the end of the day, you're going to react with what's in front of you. Like
Mhm.
sometimes those techniques can sometimes go out the window depending on how you work. But there's little things that work, but it becomes second nature. But again, you're reacting to what's in front of you. So
And 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 since we're talking about that, before I'm gonna say what I will change in this vertical, but first in the same topic, acting wise, I had the same experience with Anthony because same, I don't know acting and I don't know how to die. And they say, Tristan,
Mm.
you're gonna get stabbed. And I was like, well, I know what a guy gets stabbed looks like, but I don't know how to die properly. So Anthony spent solid 20 minutes with me to explain me how you're supposed to die. Yeah, you're suffocating, you're out of breath, your tongue should be pretty low, you're getting stabbed at here on your body. So you know. So that was pretty interesting as well, sorry, acting wise, to have other advices from people qualified around me.
Nay.
So
I've forgotten about
so
that.
Anthony's just our coach. Like,
yeah, pretty much, because yeah. And for things that I will change, I will just add, I mean, of course I will change the whole not the whole thing, but for the little things that will have possibly could be changed and easier that will not have taken so long will have been like a proper scene on the motorcycle. I think that will have been sick because I would say earlier we had a wonderful bike and beautiful roads, and I think a scene with the camera inside of a car that will follow up the motorcycle, or a
Mm.
wide shot from the motorcycle in the little road from far away will have been amazing because we had the opportunity to do it, but they didn't want to for some reason. I don't know why, but that's the thing
Yeah.
I would change.
Time
That,
and logistics wouldn't have allowed that on a vertical. That would have been a great way to end the entire
Mm.
story. The two of you
yeah,
disappear on the bike off the road.
Yeah, something like
honestly,
that. Because we could have done like a camera in the car that follow, and we could have do just a wide because there are so many little road and with the dune, so that would have been beautiful to see like behind, and like the end of Batman with Robert Pattinson when they're living on the motorcycle, there
Mm.
is a wide angle, and then you can tell that follow the, so that could have been beautiful.
that would
And
have
Mm.
also I would have loved to do more because Anthony and I know I can do more of stunt and more of fighting, and I can do better, and I know I can do better as a stunt fight coordinator, and I would love to have more fight scenes and more like something better because Anthony can catch up, I can catch up. We could have done like something way faster, way better, way more spectacular. So I regret
Mm.
that a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's it. Yeah.
other than,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with the motorcycle. Like, and I'm saying that I was so scared, but I feel like by the end of it, I was like, that would have been such a good shot just to have.
Yeah.
And because we did a lot of photos on the motorcycle, so it seemed like
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
And I
I
was
feel like as well, just quickly, something that sort of came to my mind. I think we shot this in the beginning of this year, right? Like I'm not going crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's,
February.
yeah.
But it feels like verticals as a genre have had such an evolution this year. It would be interesting to see what Viglu would have let us get away with now as opposed to the
Yeah.
beginning of the year when
Probably.
they were they very much were more sort of like we want to keep to our, billionaire fantasy romance lane and put a
Oh,
vampire skin on top of it.
literally,
Yeah.
because I just worked with Big Lou back, like it was a couple months. Like I reworked with them again
Mm.
because they loved me on Fangs, and I auditioned for this vertical just as villain. Like I didn't really fully want it because it was on the beach, and I was like, not in winter. But then production remembered me from Vigla, and they said, "Can we have her as lead again?" So I was really grateful to get that. But the experience of reworking with Viglu again, like I remember the director being like so chilled. They had a full original storyline, like it hasn't been done, fully in my accent. Like I was Australian in it, and it was just fully original. You could play around with it as much as you wanted. We could add things in. We were having so much fun, like even on the beach scenes in winter. But so I feel like now if we redid Fangs, it would be a completely different thing again. Like it
Who
would be
Yeah.
knows? We never know.
Yeah.
I tried, Anthony. There was one night where me and Anthony were just texting, and I was like, "Oh, I should just email." It was like 12 a.m. I think we're talking. Me and Anthony just have weird chats at like 12 a.m. And I was like, I should just email Biglu. And he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, I just emailed Biglu, not even thinking anything of it. I was like, I was an actor on this. Like, we should bring a part two because they tend to do that. But I was just like joking. But they did get back to me. I didn't think they would. And they're like, this at this time, this story doesn't need to be evolved. But if you have any other ideas, we're happy to pitch it forward to production. And I was like, oh. So that was very interesting. And then after that, that's when we started getting tagged a lot. Like they started posting about Fangs. I'm guessing it's because of Halloween, but I'm pretending it was because I emailed about it. Because it was very fresh on Big Lou. Like I didn't know how many verticals happened before Fangs. So
No, we are very new.
so
Yeah.
it's kind of been lost a bit.
Yeah. All right, I have one more question for you guys. All about vampire stories. If you could each come up with your own vampire story, what would you do?
Ah.
Yeah, I knew you'd like this one.
That's hard though.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have my own story, but something that I would like to, and I've been trying to play around with, is it's a short story by a man called John Polidori. It's The Vampire. It's the first instance ever of a vampire aristocrat. So this was just before Bram Stoker did Dracula, and it was written as part of um, a novel, a ghostwriting competition, sorry, between Lord Byron, Mary Shelley, Lord Byron's physician, who was John Polidori, and a few other people. That's where Mary Shelley actually started the idea for Frankenstein in this. And it's a really interesting story. It's about this young gentleman who comes to the city and he meets this vaguely foreign gentleman who's a little bit weird but very fun and takes him on these adventures throughout Europe. And it's revealed that he's a vampire, and sort of the tragedy and betrayal that sort of goes on through there. It's very cool, and I don't think the story's been adapted as far as I'm aware. So that'd be cool.
I did not expect you to come out with a full storyline then. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, maybe when a guy meets a girl. That was like very detailed. Wow. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would be cool to see a story. It's very similar to Twilight. I'm just like a Twilight. But imagine like a vampire and a werewolf falling in love. I'm so basic. That is so lame.
Did you know? Did you know that a number of years ago I actually auditioned for a production of Romeo and Juliet? I didn't get it, but it was
Oh.
vampires and werewolves. I think the Capulets were the vampires and the Montagues were the werewolves. I
love
auditioned for Mercutio because I'd already played him a few years before that audition. But Mercutio was a demon as well, so yeah.
Oh my gosh. You have so much lore. You're very interesting. I love you, Anthony. No, I just feel like
Thank you.
okay, I'm obsessed with Romeo and Juliet as well. So that's
Okay, I've seen that.
oh, I love Romeo and Juliet. Like when I saw Kit Connor in New York,
Mhm.
watching Romeo and Juliet in New York,
Oh, don't tease me on.
oh,
Don't.
that was just like the best thing I ever did. But no, so that is insane. That is insane.
Mhm.
No, that doesn't. I'm just
So werewolf Romeo and vampire Juliet, would you
that
say,
is
bro?
that is gonna be my story. I'm stealing that. That is so cool.
Go for it. Go for it. Write it. Pitch it to Viglo.
Yeah.
You're like, actually, I have something.
What about you, Tristan? Do you have any ideas?
He's like, no.
No, I won't. What's Buffy against the vampires about again? Isn't it like a vampire that's supposed to kill other vampire?
So Buffy is the vampire slayer, so she's human.
Yeah,
And she goes out and kills all the vampires
but
but then, she falls in love with a couple of vampires, so
Real.
yeah, but here you go. I will do something pretty similar, like kill these vampires, and
Vampire
I will make
hunter.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I will do something like Vampire Hunter, and because I really like Batman, I will give like this Batman vibe uh
Mm.
of
Batman.
the and like someone that protects underground. I think that would be pretty cool. Like not
Mm.
superhero, but something that will have the Batman atmosphere,
Have you,
I love.
Tristan?
Tell me.
Have you seen Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman?
No, I don't think so.
Dude,
I
go and
love Hugh
check that
Jackman
out.
though.
Batman.
You'll love that. You will love that.
He is so
What
good.
is what is it you said?
I'll text it to you. I'll text it to you.
All
It's
right,
Van Helsing.
okay.
Yeah.
No, because I get that. Oh, that would be so sweet. I love Batman as well. I
Yeah,
watched.
I mean
I
the
love Batman.
yeah, like Patrick, what's his name again? Sorry, I always forget his name.
Patrick Gallagher?
No, the guy
How
who play in Twilight.
Oh,
Robert
Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson, sorry. Yeah, Pattinson that play Twilight and then that play Batman. That would be, I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
that would be a cool thing. And I saw the last Batman again, like a second time, like 2 weeks ago, and I love the mood so much. And I would love to have like vampire stuff with this kind of vibey. It's always dark, it's always night, everything is red and black. That match perfectly. I would love to do something like that.
Oh my gosh. Wait, no, because I was about to say something similar as well. I was obsessed with that Batman because again, I was obsessed with Robert because I just find him a freaking amazing actor anyway. He's like he can adapt so well to every role he does. And I watched the Batman in America because I just went and saw his suit in like I think it was it a Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers?
Universal.
That's
It was one of them.
cool.
And I went and saw the Batman suit and the card that they used in the film, and I was like, fuck, I gotta see this movie, man. And I
Yeah.
just sat up watching it, like, because also when they cast Robert Pattinson, he didn't know he was gonna play Batman. So he literally got the suit and he went into the bathroom, he took selfies with it because he wanted to remember what the suit felt like having it on. And the thing that sold him that role was it's so stupid, but they played because the score in that movie is so good. I think it's the song, like the theme song for that movie, and they played it over the top. And he did a screen test, and he just had black eyeliner on, and Robert just like drags the black eyeliner down his face, and then they put the score over the top of that clip, and it was everyone in the room went, "He's Batman." So that is like, I could imagine that as well as like a vampire thing, but I just think Batman's cool. So
Yeah.
that's respect.
When you talk about Batman, it kind of also going back from Batman reminds me of Blade.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's a throwback. I forgot. Oh my god.
Yeah, that is definitely a Blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
That
more
was a
like
good one.
I was more of a Superman girl as well.
Yeah.
I was
I
just
like them all.
so bad.
I'll nerd out with all of those. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Marvel.
Spider-Man, that would be
Yeah.
a cool concept for a vampire thing, like taking like the radioactive spider, but make it like a bat, a radioactive bat or something, bites someone, it makes them a vampire, and they don't realize it. That would be cool.
Yep. I thought in this movie it would also be interesting if you had to, like, if they followed the law of the vampires, like we were talking about. But the way you found out that he was a vampire is that he couldn't come into your house unless you invited him in. Mm.
Whoa. Vaguely just need a redo.
Remake.
No, but wait, that's a game.
Hmm?
What did you say, Caddy? Someone get you let into your house and then you turn into a vampire?
Yeah, no, so like if like in the movie that you guys were just in, it would have been cool if she found out that you were a vampire because she had to invite you into the house and you couldn't go
Oh,
in
okay.
without being invited in. Yeah.
Mm.
You're thinking about gaming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's cool.
It's gone. All right. Thank you guys. This was so much fun.
Thank
It was
you.
lovely to all of you again.
It was lovely to reminisce. It was a great production.
It was
Yeah.
very fun.
True.
We just need another one. Come on,
Yeah.
Big Lou.
Part 2.
We'll tag Big Lou. We'll just
Exactly.
keep doing it.
Exactly.
Hey, Viglo fans.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go and I'll talk to you again very soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.